question 13, the one that uses the logs. So let's just go through this slowly. So what have we got? So we've got sigma. So we're taking the sum of these logs. So remember, basically that means that our sum of ln of p to the n is basically ln of p plus ln of p squared plus log normal of p cubed, and so on, till we get to the log normal of P11. That's what we're summing to, right? Okay, so now, remember basically, if we want this to be in terms of log P, then all of these powers, we're going to write them as coefficients. Okay, so remember basically our law of logs. So we're going to write this as log of P plus 2 log of P plus 3 log P plus 11 log P. Okay, so everything in terms of log P. So I'm going to get K, some number of log P, and this is basically just an arithmetic series. So when I sum it, it's going to be n over 2 times the first term, 2a, 2 times the first term, plus n minus 1 times the difference, which if we're adding log P each time, it's just log P. And that gives me a half times 11 times 12 times log P, which is 66 P. So our K is 66. Now remember, if you're asked to find in the question, K is a constant, make sure you write K equals the value. Okay, that's going to be our A1 mark. Right. Okay. Now log normal 8pn. So again, I'm summing log normal of 8p to the n. Now this looks like the first one, but the difference is that 8. Remember our law of logs? That means that log of 8p to the n is log of 8 plus log of p to the n. Okay? Remember to add two logs and multiply them together. Okay, so and this tells me that I want this in terms of log of 2. So I need to change this into log of 2. So I'm going to write that as log of 2 to the power of 3 plus log of pn, or that will let me write it as 3 log 2 plus log p to the n. Okay, now how many of these am I going to have? This again, we're going to 11. So that means I'm going to have 11 times this. Okay, and that means I can just write this as 33 log 2 plus log of p to the n. And log p to the n, we've already found that was the answer to part A. So let's just quickly deal with that. So a bit right to right. Okay, so now I've got 33 log, and we know the answer to this. We know the answer to this part already from the first part. This is going to be 33 log 2 plus 66 log p. Okay, and this was our part A answer here. So now I want to basically just put it into 2p squared. So I need to put it in that form. So I can't combine these two unless they've basically got, because they've got different coefficients. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write this as log normal of 2 to the 33. And because they're added, that means I'm multiplying p to the 66. Okay, and now if you think I can split them up, because I want 2p squared, so that's going to be log of 2p squared to the power of 33. It's 2 to the 33, 2 times 66, p to the 66. Right, brilliant. Now I've got that. What's the only thing left to do? I'm going to take my 33 here as a coefficient instead of a power, and I'm done. I've got log of 33 times 2p squared. Right, now the last bit. So now we've got to show that this, okay, we're going to show what values of p this is correct. Right, so how do we do that? So we know that the sum of this series has got to be less than 0, which means that 33 log of 2p squared is less than 0, because that was our answer from B. Okay, so we're putting our answer from to B into this. Okay, so now if that's less than 0, 33 times anything is less than 0. That means that this part must be less than 0. Now remember, this is a log. Okay, so that means that 2p squared has to be more than 0, because it's a log, and it has to be less than 1, because log of 1 equals 0. Okay, remember your log curves. Okay, that's 1. So now we know that. So that means that our 2p squared should be less than 1. And we can take that p squared is less than a half. Okay, and then we've got to write this in set notation. So that means that our p has got to be less than 1 over the square root of 2. Okay, so this is our set notation. Don't forget that, because it's very clear when it says this is. That's how it wants the answer written. And again, putting it in set notation, that's our A1 mark. Right, I hope that's clear and helpful.